Hello. This is like my third time making this video, so hooray for this. Yeah, this is gonna be a Call of Duty tier list video. Basically, I was doing this because I think last week or 2 weeks ago on Twitter, like a top 10 Call of Duty was like trending. I think Black Ops 2 was trending. I looked at it and it was just everybody making a top 10 list of their favorite Call of Duty. So I was like, let me hop on this. So yeah, here we are. We got a little tier list. This is every single Call of Duty that has ever been made, ever. It has Call of Duty, Big Red 1, Finest Hour 1 through 3. It has even some Call of Duties on the DS, the PS Vita. It's got some mobile ones as well. And we're just gonna go in order. All right. I have obviously 7 tiers. I have S being the best, A being great, B being good, C being average, D being bad, or and F being complete dog water. And then we have the never played / irrelevant. Obviously, if I put this here, it's because either I never played it or I think it's irrelevant. If it's irrelevant, I'll explain why. Basically, it's just I don't think it really did much for the franchise. That's basically what I'm gonna say for it most of the time. So we're just going in order. But first, I'm just gonna put all these down here. Basically, the old school Call of Duty games. It's Call of Duty 1, Big Red 1, Offensive, whatever. Personally, I don't think anybody really cares about these Call of Duties, and really, no one's gonna be like, "Oh, dude, Call of Duty 1 started the whole thing." What do you mean? But really, it was Call of Duty 4. Honestly, I played 1, 2, and 3, but I never played any of the other ones like Road to Victory, Big Red 1, all that. And I honestly think they're just kind of like whatever. They didn't do anything for the franchise, so yeah. Another thing, Call of Duty Heroes. I honestly don't know what that is. So, yeah. Um. Also, I'm gonna put all the DS Call of Duty games on here as well. I did play Call of Duty 4 on the DS. It was fun to play with my friends and all that on there, but let's be honest here. It's Call of Duty on the DS. Like, it's gonna be bad. Um, One thing I cannot find out what this World at War one is. I don't know if that's a single player, but like I don't know what it says underneath, so I'm just gonna put it in never played or relevant. Another thing I'm gonna put in irrelevant or never played is a Infinite Warfare VR experience. That's kind of like what's the point? Oh yeah, the Modern Warfare 2 DS2. Forgot about that. And also I'm probably gonna put one more, and it's probably gonna be Black Ops Declassified. This is basically I played this. It's a pretty decent game. I'm not gonna lie. It's Black Ops Declassified, basically Black Ops 1.5. But on the PS Vita, it has multiplayer, has survival mode, and it has campaign. Honestly, it's kind of bad, but nobody really cares about it because this was the only Call of Duty game that really came out for the PS Vita, and I was hoping there would be more, but there wasn't. So, yeah. Now we're gonna go to the actual listing. So first game, Call of Duty 4. I'm gonna put in the A tier. A lot of people probably put it in S, but I'm gonna be honest. There are a couple things that kind of but this game started it all. I mean, it had a really good campaign. Um, it The multiplayer was really good. Obviously, it's not perfect, but it's iconic enough to be in A tier. It's still an overall really good game. It's funny because obviously behind my head to what is that to the right of my head or to my left, I have World War II installed and I was playing it, and I was also playing a little bit of Call of Duty 4, and it's a really fun game to go back to. Although the Juggernaut and the stopping power and all that kind of things kind of was like, but overall, it's a really good game. It's the game that started it all. If we wouldn't have Call of Duty if it wasn't for Call of Duty 4. Plus, I think this game really started the modern FPS games, like the genre. Because I think without Call of Duty 4, I don't think we would have gotten like Bad Company 1 or 2 or just basically any other modern combat game. So, yeah. Next up, World at War. I'm going to put in the same tier. I do think it's better than Call of Duty 4, though. Campaign, again, really, really good. Also, it was co-op campaign. That makes it even better. Multiplayer, basically the exact same as Call of Duty 4, except it's World War II. Plus, they introduced a zombies mode. If you beat the campaign, you got access to the first zombies map, Noct. And this game also started the whole zombies game mode. Obviously, it wasn't popular, but it became popular enough to become a third game mode. I can't also forget that, yes, I'm going to include this in the ranking, custom zombies. This game also had a crap ton of custom zombies. There was a crap ton of maps you can play, really fun maps. Some maps are even better than the actual maps. So, I can't forget that. I think it's better than Call of Duty 4. It also started the zombies movement. Therefore, there's all that. It's also the darkest game we've gotten. It's also, I think, the only game where we got, like, gore across all three modes, which is really fun, I'm not gonna lie. Next up, Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, I'm putting it in A tier. I know people are probably going to be mad that I'm not putting it in S tier. Campaign, easily memorable. Probably one of the most iconic and memorable campaigns with Ghost, Price, Shepard, Soap, Foley. It had a bunch of really good characters. The whole twist in the middle of the game and all that. It was just, it's a really good campaign. And also, you can't forget about the soundtrack produced by Hans Zimmer. Easily one of the best soundtracks in all of video game history. Yes, I'm going to say that. People overlook it because it's a Call of Duty game, but trust on God, listen to it. It's great. Multiplayer, obviously, it's a really fun, over-the-top, broken mess. But again, it's really fun. However, the reason why I'm not putting it in S tier, because if it were to get released today, this game would probably be marked as probably the worst COD ever made. Also, another reason why it's not put in S tier is there's zombies. Like, World at War introduced zombies, and Infinity Ward had to answer that co-op mode. So they answered with Spec Ops, which was, I'm gonna be honest. It's basically just a 2-player co-op missions you do, like, that are taken from the campaign. That's about it. But yeah, honestly, it's a really fun COD to play. But I guarantee you would only have fun playing this game if you were, like, let's say my age, and you played this when I was younger. I would go back and play this game because I enjoyed playing it back then. However, if you are, like, newer to the COD community, and let's say you wanted to go buy a game to go back to, this game would not be it, because they would honestly hate on this game. And I'm going to talk about the remaster later on, but there's the whole, like, thing with the remaster that's got a lot of the community butthurt and all that. So overall, it's a really good game. I loved it, but it's not perfect. Also, I should mention that Infinity Ward, I think, left during this game's life cycle. That kind of screwed everything over. Yeah. Black Ops 1. Oh, yeah, there's DS. Black Ops 1. Where is it at? Black Ops 1. I'm going to put an S tier. I'm going to be honest. I think this game is almost perfect in every way. Campaign, really good. Multiplayer, kind of the exact same as MW2, but they toned it down a lot. MW2 had some crazy, like, kill streaks, attachments, guns, and all that. This game toned it down a lot. There's no game-ending nuke. There's no crazy AC-130 you can shoot up or pop up. But this game, it's fun. Multiplayer is great. I had a lot of fun playing this game with my friends. It also introduced combat training, which I think this game was the first to introduce bots, where you can play against bots in practice or whatever on any difficulty you want to play on. And you can't forget about zombies. Zombies, I think this game started the hype for zombies. This game got everybody into zombies, and I know that because there's a lot of like YouTubers like Noah, Lexify, and all that say that Black Ops 1 was their first zombies because it started the hype for it. And I think this game is when zombies really popped off, and I think still this game has the best zombies, has a really solid multiplayer and a really good campaign. Next up, MW3. I think it's MW3. Actually, no, it's World at War Zombies. This is a mobile game. The reason why I'm not putting it here is because it started something that is still a thing today. World at War Zombies, which was, I'm going to put in D. It's a mobile game. It's not good. It doesn't look good. Obviously, it's an iPod game, so, but it's still pretty fun to play, I'm not going to lie. Basically, this is just World at War Zombies, but on your iPhone, iPod, whatever, at the time. It's not very good. The controls are wonky. The maps don't look good. It's a very glitchy mess, but it started like the mobile Call of Duty. Like, it has Call of Duty Online. If this game never came out, we wouldn't have Call of Duty Online and anything like that. So I'm gonna put it there. It's okay. Would I recommend it? No, it's outdated. It's so MW3. I'm going to get a lot of hate for this as well, but I'm putting it in S tier. It's basically MW2, but a giant patch update with a lot more content. That's basically what it was. And then considering the fact that Infinity Ward had 6 to 8 months to make this game, and it's to this day like really good, I think it's amazing how they did that. The campaign is a nice fitting end to the Modern Warfare trilogy. Multiplayer, basically, like I said, it's MW2. It's exactly like MW2, but it's a giant patch update. That's basically what it is. I know a lot of people hated on this game because they said it looks exactly like MW2. It plays exactly like MW2, but you say it's the greatest game of all time, and yet you're going to hate on a game that plays exactly like it, so I don't know. Multiplayer was really fun. It was also the first game it's the first game that introduced the gold camos grind. Black Ops 1 and Call of Duty 4 did it, but it's not how it is today. Call of Duty 4, all you had to do is reach max level, and you got gold on like 4 weapons. Black Ops 1, you can get prestige, I think 14 or 15, and you unlock gold camo to buy and put on whatever gun you want. MW3 introduced where you had to use a specific weapon to get gold. And if you did good with the weapon, you did all the challenges, you leveled it up, you got gold for it. It was a really fun game. It had a bunch of fun modes, bunch of good maps. Infected or Infection? I don't know. It was introduced in this game. Probably one of the most iconic game modes in this game or in this franchise. So yeah. This game also had the Spec Ops brought back. Same with the 2-player co-op missions, but it also introduced survival mode, which was basically just surviving waves of enemies like suicide dogs, suicide guys, juggernauts, attack helicopters, all that stuff. So overall, it's it's one of my favorite games of all time. It's a pretty good game all around. So yeah. I think next up is again Black Ops Zombies. It's a mobile game. It's just Black Ops 1 Zombies, but on mobile. Had it limited a lot. I think it only had Kino, Call of the Dead, and I think Ascension, and that was it. I don't think it had any other map. It's an okay, like I said, it's a mobile game. Still pretty fun to play, but it's at this time it's not very. So yeah, Black Ops 2. I'm gonna put it S tier again. This game I thought was perfect in every way. No shot that people will disagree with me with this, but this game has this game is just a perfect Call of Duty. Has a really good and replayable campaign. You can create your own class and campaign. There's also multiple storylines and multiple endings in campaigns. So you can do this one thing and it changes the ending. You can do this other thing and get a different ending. It's a really good campaign. It introduced more iconic characters along with Mason Woods, David Mason, Hudson, Menendez, Harper. Yeah, the campaign was really good. Multiplayer, probably the best and most balanced multiplayer we've had of all time. Kill streaks were pretty solid. This game also introduced the diamond camo grind, where if you got every gun gold, you get diamond camo for the specific class. So like, let's say you got all ARs gold, you get diamond for all the ARs. It's also the first game where I got every gun gold and I got max level. Unfortunately, I reached all my stats and I regret it to this day. And zombies, you can't forget about zombies. Zombies, I think, was the peak. Everybody was hyped for zombies. Some of the most iconic maps on this game, Transit, even though it's infamously known as probably one of the worst maps ever made. Origins, Mob of the Dead, Buried. Like it's. I think this game is perfect all around. All three modes. I'm going to spit a little bit. All three modes you can honestly play and have fun on. Don't matter if you're playing solo, co-op, or against with a whole group of 12. It's still really fun. I think it's the best all-around COD of all time. So, yeah. Next up, Ghost. Ooh. Man, I was sad, but I'm putting in D. It's probably... I wouldn't say it's the most disappointing COD because I definitely think there were others around here. Ghost easily was probably one of the most hyped up CODs ever. Because of how well Black Ops 2 was, people were so hyped when Ghost was coming out. And it was just a disaster. Campaign was just as a basic whatever campaign. They introduced Extinction, which was Infinity Ward's answer to zombies. They said, hey, you know, Treyarch has developed a following for zombies. How about you try to do that? And they said, alright, fine, we'll do aliens. I like the concept, but I think they screwed up the fact that it's an objective-based mode, not a survival mode. So, and then multiplayer was... They did everything wrong with the multiplayer in this game. They kind of botched the prestige system. The perk system was terrible. They didn't bring back the pick 10 system either. It was just, this game was just terrible, I'm going to be honest. A lot of people say it's the worst. I don't think it's the worst, especially not anymore. At the time, yeah, but now it's nah. Next up, what is it? Strike Team? Where's it at? I think this is... I played this. It's basically Black Ops 2, but that one side missions you get in the campaign. I'm going to be honest, it's relevant. Nobody really talks about it. People talked about this, but like this was easily forgotten. I played it once and deleted it. Plus, I don't think it really did anything. Like these, like obviously started the whole mobile Call of Duty craze, but this one was just honestly, it's forgettable. It's not bad, but it's forgettable and nobody really cares about it anymore. So, yeah. Next up, Advanced Warfare. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to put this probably in D tier as well. I definitely would play Ghost better more than that game. This was the first game made by Sledgehammer. Campaign was okay, I guess. It had the infamous pay F to pay respects, all that meme. Kevin Spacey's in it, and like 3 years ago you were like, oh wow, Kevin Spacey's in it, that's cool. Now it's like, oh, Kevin Spacey's in it. Honestly, campaign's not much to talk about. Multiplayer though, oh, I think this was probably, I wouldn't say it's the worst, but it's bad. It introduced exo movement, which I think everybody at the time was excited for, but now it's like, why do we have it? It also introduced the infamous supply drops, which is why I have it this low. This game probably had the worst and the worst pay to win system ever, and unfortunately, like nobody thought about it at the time because it was like, wow, supply drops, it's the first for Call of Duty, and then every YouTuber was just buying supply drops left and right, and just it was overall a bad multiplayer experience. I hated it. It was just the same two guns over and over again. And then they had the co-op mode, which was basically survival mode, but if you beat the last survival map, you get a sneak peek of the zombies mode that they're doing. The thing that sucks is that they locked it behind DLCs. So you couldn't play zombies if you bought this game. You had to buy one of the DLCs to play zombies, which I thought was the dumbest thing they can do. I still to this day have yet to play Advanced Warfare Zombies, and I probably never will. So it's down there. In fact, I'll put it down here. I honestly I hate this game. I remember playing the game the first 2 days in launch. I made it to Prestige 3, never touched it again, and then about like a month later I sold it because I didn't like it. So next up, Black Ops 3. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I'm putting in just the average tier. It would be down here, but because of zombies, it's in the C tier. I think this game wasn't very good overall. Campaign, probably the worst campaign we've ever gotten in terms of story wise. The multiplayer, I thought this game had the worst multiplayer I've ever played. Everything about it just did not feel right. The exo movement was better, but it still wasn't right. The supply drops, I thought it was the worst in this game. Like, I think everybody agrees that Black Ops 3 had the worst supply drop microtransactions ever in a Call of Duty game. And of course, there were some controversial things where they released a DLC gun in the supply drops, and that DLC gun is insanely overpowered and it's pay to win because the only way to get supply drops is to buy COD points and get them. So, yeah. Zombies, however, was good. I'm not gonna lie, it was good. I never really paid attention to Easter eggs. However, the story I think for Zombies kind of fell apart after this game, during this game, because it kind of went to an alternate timeline and all that crap. And I'm like, what happened? Like, we were doing cool with like experiments and all that with 115, and now we're doing like stupid aliens and stuff. Zombies, however, I do think it's pretty good in this game. I think the only map I didn't really like is Shadows of Evil, but that's just me. However, Custom Zombies, though, carried this game, I think, on PC. If you have any spare money in your account or whatever, either when this game goes on sale or look on G2A, maybe for $20, I don't know, buy this game on PC and download all the custom mods or custom zombies you can, because custom zombies on this game is incredibly fun. So, yeah. Also, I can't forget the fact that they marketed and they said Marshawn Lynch was in this game, and he never was. I was so disappointed. Anyway, Infinite Warfare and MWR. Infinite Warfare, easily, probably F tier. Actually, maybe D tier. I never really played it. I think I had like a day played in this game. I never played campaign. Multiplayer, I never really played. I played Zombies though. Zombies in Spaceland, probably the best non-Treyarch Zombies map of all time. It's really fun to play Zombies on this game. Well, on the first map, and I think that's the only reason why it's in D tier, because it was so fun to play. Plus, David Hasselhoff's in it. Like, come on. Overall, this game is known for being the most disliked. I think it was the second most disliked YouTube video of all time at the time, and it was only behind Justin Bieber's Baby. And I think to this day, I think maybe Battlefield 5 has beaten it. I am not sure, but it's the most disliked trailer of all time, which is pretty funny. But yeah, that's my opinion on it. I don't know much about it. MWR. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm gonna be honest. I might put it in B, maybe. I don't know. I had a lot of fun playing this game. However, the way they handled this remaster was terrible. First, you had to buy it in a bundle with Infinite Warfare, an $80 bundle that gave you MWR, which is what I got, unfortunately. Two, they only launched this game with 10 maps. The game had, I think, 16 maps, and they released all of them later on in December. And at launch, this game wasn't Call of Duty 4. They still had to do a bunch of bug fixes and crap to make it like Call of Duty 4. And probably the most greedy and the worst thing they've ever done, of course, is Activision. They put supply drops in this. And of course, with supply drops comes DLC weapons. And of course, with DLC weapons, they were overpowered for like a week and a half. It becomes a pay-to-win system, and then it's just, yeah, that really threw me off this game. I, however, do love the events they have with this game, and then they remastered some maps and changed like the theme of it. Like Ball became like kind of like Winter Crash, where they made a Christmas version of Crash. They made Daybreak, which was it vacant or I don't know. It was a daytime St. Patrick's Day version of another map, Downpour, and they made Bog daytime but on the beach called Beach Bog. So I love the events they had in this game, but again, the supply drops kind of, I don't know. I had fun playing it, but the campaign again looks really good. The supply drops honestly drag it down a little bit, and what they did with the game I think was terrible. Funny thing is, I think they released it separately around this time, what, like 6 years ago? I don't know, like in August for $40. And I can't forget this. They decided to re-release the DLC pack that this game had in 2008 for $5 more than the original, which was scummy. And the funny part is, if you bought the DLC, it would ruin your matchmaking because you would only get matched up with people who had the DLC. And of course, nobody bought the DLC, so you wouldn't get matched up half the time. It was stupid. They should have never. Activision was just being way too greedy with the remaster. And honestly, well, besides, what is it, Warcraft 3 or the remaster, this might be one of the worst or bad remasters ever, considering what they did with it. What's next? Would it be World War II? I'm gonna be honest here. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I'm gonna put it above MWR. I think this game is insanely underrated. Insanely underrated. Unfortunately, obviously I have it on right there and I was playing it a little bit. Campaign was just a basic World War II. It's like a movie, really. It's just you start in D-Day. Wow, crazy. Not like every other game or movie does that. It's just a boring campaign. Multiplayer, however, it's still fun. I think this game had the best supply drops ever. It was very easy to get DLC guns and supply drops and all that. Although it's still bad, but it made it 10 times easier. The thing that killed this game, I think, was the content and the setting. This game, I think, would be probably S or A tier if it wasn't for the setting and the lack of content they had with this game at launch. The setting is being World War II. A lot of people find it boring. And the thing is, you're limited on what you can add to the game. With a modern game, you can add whatever you want. You can honestly add a gun from World War II. I mean, that's what Modern Warfare had. Was it the STG and crap? Both Modern Warfares had. Modern Warfare 1 and Call of Duty 2019 Modern Warfare or whatever had the car and the MG or whatever. This game had the STG and so whatever. I don't know. You get what I'm saying. Like, with modern games, you can add whatever you want. You can add like a prototype vehicle or weapon, equipment, and all that. World War II games, you have to add World War II weapons and equipment, and of course, it's a huge community. Personally, I don't care, right? I honestly don't care if there's a woman fighting for the Nazis or whatever. I just want to play the game and have fun. But the way they handled this game and they were bragging how accurate it is, and there's a huge fan base that will trash on your game because of how historically inaccurate it is. In fact, I guarantee you will find a bunch of videos pointing out the inaccuracies, like a 10-minute long videos pointing out the inaccuracies this game had. And that's what drew a lot of people away from it. And I can't forget that Fortnite also came out this year, which was a bit unlucky. But that's the thing with historically accurate games or World War II games, that you're limited on what you can add. You can't do everything or else people are going to get mad at you for not being accurate. Look at Battlefield 5. I mean, look how much that game failed. And now we're getting Vanguard, which looks cool. However, again, I think the setting and the setting is going to kill the game for a lot of people. I think they should have done modern the game again, but that's just me. The zombies, however, it would be here, but the zombies honestly sucked. I think this is the worst zombies ever. It's funny, I was just playing it, and the Tortured Path DLC, easily the worst DLC of all time. On the first map on this game was the only good zombies map on this game. Everything else sucked. Multiplayer, again, could have been better, but the setting, I think, ruined it for a lot of people. So, that's just me. Call of Duty Online. Personally, never played it because you got to be in China. However, I'm going to put it in B because of how good it actually is. It's a free-to-play Call of Duty game that you can play on PC, only in China, but people have found ways to play it in America. And it's a really solid game. I'm not going to lie. It looks good. Looks fun. That's it. That's all I'm going to say about it. What's next? Black Ops 4? Worst. Easily the worst COD ever made. I'm going to be honest. It was so hyped up, the amount of content we're getting at launch. They took out campaign and put Blackout in, which I still support to this day, but Blackout flopped so hard. It was honestly not a fun mode to play. Bunch of BS going on left and right, and of course, just the map wasn't good. Multiplayer, probably the worst multiplayer experience. I say that with Black Ops 3, but this is legit a copy and paste from Black Ops 3, except remove the exosuits and add a specialist equipment. So you have an ultimate ability and a specialist ability. They tried to make this game too much like Rainbow Six Siege or Overwatch, and the fact that they brought back specialists was just, it was bad. Multiplayer sucked, and of course it's the second game I got all the guns gold in this game. I was just, oh my god, I wanted to kill myself playing this game. Zombies, probably the worst Treyarch zombies. The mechanics, the map sucked, and it wasn't a good game. It honestly wasn't. And of course they released it a whole month early, and just to be cool and all that. But it was also the last game to have the season pass and the Black Ops pass. And of course they did nothing for the people who bought the pass. Usually in World War II, they gave people like free supply drops or a free weapon thing. This game, they did nothing. Black Ops 3, they gave somebody a free weapon bribe. They did nothing. They said, screw you guys, and said, hey, you guys bought this game and we don't care anymore. Yeah. Next up, Modern Warfare. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this one. I'm putting it in the good tier. I like this game. I thought it was a nice touch. They've rebooted the Modern Warfare trilogy and decided to tell a new story, which was tough. They brought back Gaz, Ghost, Soap, Price, Griggs. They also introduced new characters like Alex, Farah. So, the campaign I thought was really solid. I think it has one of the best campaign missions of all time with the house mission. Probably one of the best missions ever. Multiplayer I thought was really solid. A lot of people don't like the movement and all that, so yeah, I kind of understand that, but I thought this game was really fun, and maybe it's me, maybe it's because I like modern stuff. That could be it, but I personally love this game. The only thing I hated about this game was, one, the mini-map. Obviously, that was a big issue with this game when it came out. And the leveling system. They basically took out Prestige and just said, screw you, you're just going to get your levels reset every season. So, yeah. Also, I can't forget that this is the first game to introduce crossplay, which is god tier for Call of Duty. And also, it was the first game to have free DLC. Again, god tier. So no more season pass, no more buying DLCs. It was just buying bundles from the stores. That's all there was. All the DLCs, and you can play with friends on Xbox. It was, honestly, it was a good game. I'm not going to lie. Co-op, though, not good. Unfortunately, after Warzone came out, co-op didn't really get much love, and it sucks because I actually liked Spec Ops back in MW2 and 3, but they didn't come back. Warzone. I'm going to be honest here. If there were two different types of Warzone, and it was pre-Cold War and post-Cold War, if it was just Modern Warfare Warzone, it would be here. But because Cold War integrated with it, it's going to be down here. Easily, probably it's unfortunate because it was good up until Cold War integrated with it, and it sucks. There's incredibly just tons of. It's just become a hacker fest. That's basically what it was. Cold War honestly made this game insanely boring and just dull. The reskin map kind of was really disappointing to me. So, yeah, that's just honestly all I'm going to say. Season 1 through 6 of Modern Warfare was the peak of Warzone. It was just they should have just kept it Modern Warfare. They should have delayed Cold War, and then we can have Modern Warfare year 2. That would be tough. And, Warzone could be a lot better. So, I'm also going to talk about Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. I'm going to be honest. This is not what you think. It is only the campaign that is remastered. Unfortunately, I don't think we're ever going to see a multiplayer in this game. Like I said with Modern Warfare 2, if this game were to get released today, it would not do well. Another reason why they didn't release it was because they had Warzone, Modern Warfare, and they would have MW2 multiplayer. So they would split the community into 3 different games, which they didn't want to do, which I understand. But I think to this day, I don't think we're ever going to get multiplayer, because if they decided to leave the multiplayer how it was in MW2, there's going to be one community that's going to say, oh, this game sucks, everything's OP, it's not fun, you guys need to fix this. But if they fix it, the other half of the community is going to be, why did you fix it? This is not a remaster, this is not how Modern Warfare 2 was, you need to fix it back. This is not, like, my memory's not like that. I think that's why they're not releasing multiplayer. They have it done. I think they have 2 different patches of it. Unfortunately, it's just not going to happen, I don't think. I'm going to put it in, honestly, C tier. Because it's only campaign. Surprisingly, it's not Spec Ops, which I think is weird. Even though I think this campaign is probably one of the best campaigns in Call of Duty, it's just campaign. That's basically it. It's kind of disappointing. If it was the full game, it would probably be right here, but that's just me. Call of Duty Online, I heard it's really good. I know a lot of people say they hook it up on PC and play it on PC, and it's really fun to play. Basically, this is just a free Call of Duty mobile game. Like I said, if it wasn't for these 2 zombie games, we wouldn't have Call of Duty Mobile. I heard it's really, really fun to play, and plus it's free, so who wouldn't want a free Call of Duty game? And it mashes all the universes together into one game, which is, I think, a dream game that everybody wants, where they combine all the guns, the maps, the characters into one game, and that's it. So I'm gonna put it in B tier because I've heard a lot of good things about it. I also played, I think, 1 Battle Royale game, and I won the first game. So yeah. Last game. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I'm gonna put this in D tier. I think Cold War has got to be probably the most broken COD we've ever gotten. Yes, I know MW2 was broken, but it's in a fun way. This game is not in a fun way at all. They should have delayed this game, but instead Activision got greedy and said, hey, we're going to make you release this game a whole year early. This game sucks. I'm going to be honest. Campaign was the only good part about this game. It was good. It had 3 endings. You can, honestly, the choices in the game didn't matter until like the very final mission. Overall, it's a game. It's bad. Campaign was the only good one. Multiplayer is a broken mess. The maps suck. They brought back the mini-map, which is fine, but they took everything else that Modern Warfare did well and just took it away. Ground War, I thought, was a really good mode. They kind of brought it back, but it's not really. It's a 12v12 instead of a 32v32. Maps, obviously, I think still suck. Yeah, honestly, it's just this game sucks in my opinion. The camera challenges are just unbelievably dumb. Your levels still get reset every season. That's it. Zombies again. I don't know how I feel about zombies. The maps, I think, suck. The mechanics, I think, suck. Actually, honestly, a lot of people praise the zombies mode in this game. I think it's insanely overrated. I think the maps are. I think the only interesting map was Firebase Z, and that's because it's set in Vietnam on a Vietnam base. We never got that in Zombies. The other two maps I think are just boring. Mauer der Toten, you're on a street in Berlin, at the Berlin Wall. Actually, I like that. The first map I thought was really boring to play on. Firebase Z I thought was pretty decent. Mauer's, alright. Mechanics in this game, though, I think are incredibly dumb. They made Easter eggs incredibly easy in this game. Honestly, just Cold War was a big disappointment in my eyes. And I don't understand how this game got released this year. We should be getting Vanguard this year and then Cold War this upcoming year. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But, yeah. If I were to have a prediction with Vanguard, it would probably be in C tier. Like I said, same thing as World War II. The setting, I think, is what's going to kill this game. But the reveal trailer looked decent. Again, it's just campaign story mode only. However, the Champion Hill game mode looks alright. It's basically gunfight, but like in a battle royale kind of setting. So, yeah. Obviously, here is my list, my top 10 CODs. If I were to do, oh man, if I were to do like top 10 CODs, hold on, let me do the math. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My 10 will be Black Ops 3, 9 will be MWR, 8 will be World War II, 7 will be Modern Warfare, 6 will be COD 4, 5 will be World at War, 4 will be MW2, 3 will be Black Ops 1, 2 will be MW3, and 1 will be Black Ops 2. That's my top 10 CODs. I'd probably flip these two around if it was my personal top 10 CODs, but this is, I think, if it's based on everybody, I think this is an overall decent map. I think, or list, I mean. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. So, peace out.